A family physician goes undercover to go through the program herself. And Dr. Maggie, you had no idea.
My name is Elisa Nance, and I am 53 years old, and I was a family physician for 20 years, but became disabled in 2017. I'm a mom of two sons who have autoimmunity. Both they have Crohn's disease and neurologic disorders related to autoimmunity. And my symptoms all began when I was a resident in family medicine training, and I had just had a baby and I developed severe arthritis of my feet. And they thought it was first parvovirus and then maybe a form of rheumatoid arthritis that doesn't really show up in your blood. It's diagnosed by just the appearance. But then, subsequent to that, I was actually diagnosed with Crohn's, Hashimoto's, and dysautonomia with encephalitis. And that's what took me out of practice.
And you've been dealing with this for decades.
Yes. I started having symptoms 30 years ago.
Okay.
3 oh, wow.
What'd you learn about your hormones?
So I was low everything. I'm 53 with the hormones of an 83-year-old.
Me
If
too. I
if
was
I
that
quote.
too. Me too. We're twinsies.
We're twinsies. We're so twinsies.
Oh my god.
So I'm on a lot of different supplements to improve different parts of that, and I had also stage 1 adrenal fatigue. I was wired and tired,
Yeah.
and so I'm working to adjust those now, as I progress through the program.
Question, especially on hormones. Did you get any training? And I keep saying this, but people may not believe me, but they're experiencing the results of this. In all your years of training as a physician, practicing all those years as a family physician, did you know did you know anything about hormones, hormone testing for these patterns? Did you know anything about this?
No, I feel like we treated everything like a nail and we had a hammer and you just hit the nail, and sometimes it helps and most of the time it doesn't. So I think that you have expanded my mind a lot about the hormone diagnosis and how to find free hormones through saliva testing,
Mhm.
which I think in traditional medicine realms, that's kind of poo-pooed,
'Cause they
and
don't even
people want to
understand what
do,
that is. They're like, "What are free hormones? What's saliva hormone
yeah,
testing? What's even hormone patterns?" I mean, did you learn like the patterns we even taught? Have you even heard about it? What's low everything? What's a sheep
no.
dominance? What's like,
No,
what's
I
this
didn't
little
learn any of that, and like you, I went through early menopause at 42 and
wow,
developed osteopenia. I'm
36
having all the symptoms of early menopause, and I really couldn't explain why I had all that,
Hashimoto's.
and the Hashimoto's, because
There's
I have autoimmune attack on all of my hormone-making organs.
You guys heard it here. She didn't learn it med school. I'm teaching this based on my own experiences. When you have an autoimmune disease of your thyroid, Hashimoto's or Graves', let's say, your body's already mistaking one hormone making organ as a germ. So these cells. So what's the likelihood that it's going to mistake all the other hormone making organs, hormone making cells as identical? It's going to mistake them as a target of autoimmune attack. 100%. So I mean, at least I've never seen a Hashimoto's case or a Graves' case or someone who doesn't even know they have autoimmune disease come in and we find that they have a pattern in what we call low everything. And I'm like, low everything is because your ovaries and adrenals are also under autoimmune attack. This is not normal in a 43 or a 53-year-old at all. And I see it in 28-year-olds
Mm.
who are being told that's normal. Just get on some birth control pills, little lady.
Mhm.
And it's not normal at all. It's actually a pattern that's completely missed out there. Nobody should be having low everything unless you're 86-year-old walking around.
You have had so many medical professionals go through the Transform program.
I would say at this point, probably close to over 100, maybe 150. I find it interesting is that I find healthcare professionals drawn to this program. And there's a variety of reasons. I mean, I think number one, I am an MD, I am a physician. Number two, everything that I'm teaching makes complete scientific sense. And number three is I think results. I mean, so many times we just don't see results like this in our experience. So when we actually see real people with these results, it's stunning to us because we just know we never see this in the clinic,
Mhm.
period. Like, I mean, when you went through, I think there were several RNs going through the program as
Yes.
well. Yeah, exactly. My question is some people will think, was the information that you learned stuff that you already knew? Because you said you Googled this heck out of this, you were doing parts of the pillars and this. Was this simple information you could have Googled and done yourself?
Part of it, I think, is out there, but it's not comprehensive
Mhm.
and it is not peer taught. And
Mhm.
I think when you learn all the information from other people, it helps you long term
Mhm.
learn how to help yourself as your body changes because you may become in a different pattern down the road.
Yep. It's always
Um,
changing. The hormones are always changing.
and
And
I do think that when you, I would like to put number four. I know you like three, but a number four for the hormone thing to me is that you use data. And when I saw the videos and you weren't just saying, okay, you're in menopause because you have these five symptoms. Here are these two medications that are most likely used, and you actually look at the data and customize it to the pattern that you see.
In
And
that
first of all, we
individual.
didn't learn the patterns in med school.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of the patterns. And you customize it to the patient so that they have an impact that's fully built to breed success. And most of the time, what I was offered were medications that were somehow giving me more symptoms than helping the problem.
Well, I think there's a number 5 here is I actually teach people like you, not just physicians, everybody that go through the program how to do this themselves. I mean, I think that's
That's
the key. Like, first of all, find a doctor that knows this stuff, and then find a doctor who wants to teach you that stuff so you know how to do it and you're not dependent on them. If anybody wants to learn more, there's a link above this video, and there's gonna be a link we'll put in the comment section for you to just start a chat with our team. Thanks, everybody.